Hey there, and welcome to this explainer. Let's just jump right in. Today, I'm stepping into the role of your trusted business advisor, and we are going straight to the core of what it actually takes to launch a business. We're pulling some absolutely brilliant insights from Jonathan Reed's book, Start a Business from Zero. Look, if you're a beginner entrepreneur, I bet you've spent hours, maybe even weeks, living in this dreamy space of grand ideas and massive structural planning. But today, we are setting all of that theory completely aside. We're going to focus entirely on setting up a practical workspace that drives fast, immediate action, rather than letting you sink into that dreaded analysis paralysis.
Okay, so let's get real for a second. Ask yourself right now, where does your business actually happen? And I don't mean in a theoretical sense. I don't mean in your beautifully crafted 5-year plan. I mean, tomorrow morning, when you wake up and decide to build your business, where do you physically sit down to do the actual work? Does it live online? Does it happen from your kitchen table? Are you traveling out to your customers? Are they coming to you? I really want to snap you out of theoretical brainstorming here, because a business isn't just about what you offer. It's deeply rooted in how and where that offer is delivered in real life. Your daily operations have to happen somewhere, and pinning down that exact spot, that is step one.
To really understand why this physical location matters so much, we have to look at a fascinating concept in environmental psychology. It's called context-dependent behavior. Basically, this principle says that your physical surroundings directly determine how easily and consistently you take action. Think about how your environment shapes your daily productivity habits. If your initial setup is cluttered, if it's overly complex, or if it takes 20 minutes just to set up, it creates friction, and friction is literally the enemy of momentum. It destroys your drive before you even begin. I mean, think about it. If you have to clear last night's dinner off the table, hunt down your laptop charger in the living room, and untangle your headphones every single time you want to sit down and work, there is almost no way you're going to show up consistently. A simple, permanently accessible environment practically pulls you into doing the work, completely removing that initial barrier. This leads us straight into a massive pitfall we all face. We get caught in this exhausting mental tug-of-war between our ideal future setup and our starting reality. You absolutely have to design for your current reality, not some future version of yourself who suddenly has massive funding and a corner office. The illusion that you need the perfect office, the ergonomic chair, the custom neon sign on the wall, the formal corporate structure, it's a trap. And worse, it delays real progress. It's a really dangerous form of conditional thinking, where you tell yourself, well, I'll start taking this seriously once the conditions are better. But let me be super clear here. Waiting for the perfect office just means you are postponing your actual business. So let's look at a few common beginner traps you need to avoid when choosing your operational model. Number 1 is overcomplicating the initial setup. It's like trying to build an entire factory before you've even manufactured a single prototype. Number 2 is copying established businesses. You look at a successful company that's been around for 5 years and assume you need to instantly replicate their workspace. But listen, their context, their scale, and their resources are entirely different from yours right now. They have the budget and the team to maintain that complexity. You don't. And the third trap? It's avoiding practical logistical decisions altogether. You put off deciding the boring stuff, which leaves you floating in this cloud of confusion when it's actually time to sit down and execute. If you fall into that last trap of avoiding practical decisions, you are going to slam face first into a very real wall: decision fatigue. Think of your mental energy like a daily battery. Every unresolved logistical question, like what software to open, where to sit, or how to properly invoice a client, drains that battery significantly before you've accomplished a single meaningful task. By ruthlessly eliminating these unnecessary logistical choices on day one and locking in a simple, predictable operating environment, you dramatically reduce the fatigue that blocks you from taking daily action. You want all of your brain power focused on doing the work, not on figuring out how to do the work. Now let's completely reframe how we look at expenses. We usually think of operating expenses just in terms of dollars and cents, right? But let's run an energy cost analysis. Let's compare working from home versus renting a dedicated local office through the lens of daily energy operating expenses. Think about the commute time. Think about the morning preparation, the coordination, the constant context switching. Research in self-regulation actually shows us that every single additional demand on your attention drains you. So renting a dedicated office downtown might look incredibly professional, but the daily energy tax of getting there, preparing, and managing that space might make it totally unsustainable for you right now compared to a simple remote setup. You have got to fiercely protect your starting energy. Jonathan Reed offers a brilliant framework for this in the book. He says to think of your workspace purely as a metaphorical stage. And this stage, it doesn't need to be elaborate. It just needs to quietly and effectively support your daily performance. If you're an actor, you don't need a multi-million-dollar Broadway set just to practice your lines in the living room, right? A simple stage that works is infinitely better than a perfect stage that delays the show. Your workspace is not a showcase right now. It is not there to impress anyone. It exists for one reason only: to support the fluid execution of your daily tasks. To get past this desperate desire to impress people, we need to dismantle what psychologists call status bias. Status bias is just this natural human tendency to associate visible structure, like a fancy office building, a sleek reception area, or super expensive branding, with actual legitimacy. But I am here to tell you that in the early stages of entrepreneurship, legitimacy does absolutely not come from your physical setup. Legitimacy comes from delivering value consistently and reliably to your customers. A simple solution that honestly aligns with your actual resources right now is exactly what will allow you to deliver that value without any delay. So how do we actually put this all into practice? Let's map out a fast operational start. It really boils down to 3 simple steps to clear the path. 1. Choose your primary environment. Are you operating from home, fully online, out locally in the field, or from a mobile setup? Just make the call. 2. Define your daily delivery method. Literally write down a sentence like, I will run online consulting sessions from my living room desk using video calls. Make it concrete. And 3, this is huge, identify your legal and local needs, but do not try to solve them all right now. You just need an awareness of potential permits or taxes. You don't need every form filed today. You just need to know what's coming so you can get moving. Because I am giving you a challenge today. I call it the 48-hour setup plan. Within the next 48 hours, I want you to officially select that primary location. Then prepare your basic physical and digital tools, whether that's literally just a clean laptop on a cleared-off desk or setting up one specific software account. Note any legalities for later research and forcefully remove all immediate friction. No more conditional thinking, no more waiting for the perfect time. You are setting it up so that tomorrow morning there is zero resistance between you and doing the actual work. And as your advisor, I want us to run through a quick check-in, our small win checklist. Ask yourself if you can confidently say yes to these. I chose a clear operating setup. I matched it to my actual offer. I considered my practical requirements. I defined my working environment. And most importantly of all, I reduced friction. If you can check these off, your physical setup has totally transformed. It is no longer a roadblock. It's now a powerful engine that directly supports immediate, frictionless work. I want to leave you with one final, incredibly powerful rule from our source material today. Build your business where it is easiest to start, not where it looks most impressive. Stop planning your perfect office. Stop designing for a future version of yourself that doesn't exist yet. Look at the resources you have today, right now, and start building your immediate stage. So I have to ask, what is one logistical decision you can make right now to permanently eliminate friction for tomorrow? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I absolutely cannot wait to see the action you take.